Hello, I'm Finola Burt from Research as a Service, and today we're showcasing Stealth Global Holdings, ASX ticker SGI. Stealth Global Holdings is an international supply and distribution business servicing the resources, infrastructure, transport, construction and engineering sectors. SGI listed in September 2018, raising $12.5 million, predominantly to acquire Heatley's, a WA-based industrial supply business. Since the IPO, management has wasted no time in developing the business, integrating Heatley's, setting up a new JV in the UK with Bisley Workwear, and acquiring an industrial supply and distribution group, ISG, which has given the company an Australian East Coast presence. The company longer term has ambitions to grow sales to $200 million by 2024. I have with me today Mike Arnold, Managing Director of Stealth Global Holdings. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks, Finola.
So, Mike, you are competing against a number of much larger players, including Blackwoods, which is owned by Wesfarmers. What do you see as your key differentiators, and do you see this as sustainable?
Yeah, well, I think there's two elements of that. One is how we compete, and obviously, from our perspective, a point of difference. So we're the only Australian company of our type that we believe that operates across the 5 key markets internationally. And our core offering and one-stop shop is very strong across those markets, and we've built that over the last 12 months. So our buying power and our footprint has very much evolved over the last 12 months, and we've moved from 5 branches into 44 distribution points, which has really strengthened our customer offering across the board. And we think that that's been really important to not only our move in the last 12 months, but also how we're competing against the larger players. We turn over $70 million at the moment. In Australia, through our extended network, our turnover is 150 million, and in the UK, through a strategic partnership there, they have a buying power of 1.1 billion in the UK and 16 billion euros across Europe. So we think that and that's embryonic, so as we're building that, we think that that's a point of difference, but also a really strong competitive advantage for us. Mm-hmm. We're growing at about 18% year on year in Australia market, and some of our competitors are either diminishing in their revenue base or only growing at about 6%. So what we're doing in terms of building that strong competency is obviously working for us. But I also think the foundations that we've had in place by buying the Heatley's business and also developing our international network in the last 12 months has created a really good service delivery performance that is quite nimble and flexible in terms of our customer base and what we offer, and maybe our competitors can't offer something as quick as that. So
what attracted you both to the UK market and to your partner, Bisley Workwear? You spent a lot of time and money developing that over the last 12 months, so clearly you saw some real points to add to your business.
Yeah, so Bisley is a market-leading product in Australia with about 22-24% market share. It's a world-leading product. Quality and its design is just absolutely ahead of what we believe is the competitive space. The Managing Director, David Gazelle, is very focused on the customer experience and also market leadership, and those qualities are very much aligned to the Stealth organisation. It became a private company about 18 months ago. David bought that out of the Gazelle Corporation business, so the strategic view of looking internationally has obviously changed in that time. Stealth has an international network and supply chain in the UK and in Africa, which was embryonic, but with opportunity for us to take a product into the UK through a customer that we had. Mm-hmm. And that customer provided us with 400 outlets in the UK with 2,900 outlets in Europe. So our ability to be able to offer a manufacturing and supply chain and design experience and taking it to market gave us immediate uplift. Mm-hmm. So we felt that coming together with Bisley actually provided a stronger competitive market position by having that back end and supply chain coverage together, which independently we probably weren't as advanced. but also with that customer that absolutely underpin the whole experience. So the product itself is a cotton-based product. It's comfortable, it's rugged, and it's well wearing, and we can use obviously its market share experience in Australia to push and brand and push the brand and promote it. So I think for us the most important thing is our investment in a $1 billion addressable market. Our target is to get at least 5%, so that opportunity in itself is quite significant. It's embryonic. We're spending a lot of money at the moment in terms of building that promotion, building the brand and getting the awareness out there. So in the next 12 months, that's where the big investment will go, particularly in the next 6 months, which our profitability will reflect that. But as I said, in a $1 billion addressable market, it's quite a sizable opportunity for us.
So Mark, you have a revenue target of $200 million by 2024. While you're growing very strongly organically, clearly there will be some acquisitions in that. Can you talk a little bit about the criteria that you look for in acquisitions?
I mean, any acquisition has to create financial or strategic benefit or advantage for us as an organisation. Most importantly, anything we do has to have shareholder value improvement as well as customer and supplier benefit. From a shareholder point of view, I think the most important thing is earnings per share increase as well as total shareholder return improvement. But our ambition to pay dividends in the future is something that I think is really important for us. So that needs to be well considered in any acquisition. From a customer point of view, it's about strengthening our proposition to them. So whether that be price, availability, range or service delivery, that becomes important. From a supplier point of view, they see us as a channel to market, so the benefit for them is about our ability to be able to grow their sales as well. I think the fundamentals of due diligence applies like everybody else in that legal, tax and accounting aspects are all important, and we have to tick the box in that regard. But overall, it's about creating a stronger and more competitive business, and whether that's by having more diversity in our customer base, being able to penetrate a market that gives us advantage, being able to improve our range, all of that's about improving our customer offering overall.
Now you've built a very strong management team and board for a company of your size. Could you talk about the skill sets you see that the team delivering in your growth ambitions?
Yeah, so I have invested quite significantly in the management team and also the board up front, and for a company of our size, some will say that I've probably invested well early, but I've deliberately done that with the ambition of getting to 200 million. So I wanted to make sure as we're building our competency, we've got the diversity of mature age as well as a youthful group of individuals that could cover a whole broad spectrum across our business. So our first steps have been adjusting from a private company to a public company over the last 12 months, and that's required a fair bit of adaptation. But also I think in terms of making sure that our synergies have been implemented as we said they would, and also making sure that we're integrating the businesses without disruption to our core activity has been really important. I'll sort of look at our business in three areas, and that's the engine room and service delivery, and that requires a certain skill set. I've looked at our growth team, which focus on winning new business, but also looking at acquisition opportunities or strategic partnerships, and that's a different skill set. And also then onboarding either customers or those venture partners into the organisation without disrupting our engine room. So that in itself requires another skill set. So building strong systems and strong processes has been really important, and to have that diversity. So for me, that's what I've done, is I've brought in a really good team, and I've brought that up front so that we can actually achieve our overall strategic outcomes with a really good broad mix of skills.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching Stealth Global Holdings' journey. Thank you very much, Mike Arnold. That's Stealth Global Holdings and Research as a Service. Thank you.
Thank you.